The Battle of Malaga was the culmination of an offensive in early 1937 by the combined Nationalist and Italian forces to eliminate Republican control of the province of Malaga during the Spanish Civil War. The participation of Moroccan regulars and Italian tanks from the recently arrived Corpo Truppe Volontarie resulted in a complete rout of the Spanish Republican Army and the capitulation of Malaga in less than a week. Prelude. After the failure to capture Madrid and the Republican counter-attack at the Battle of the Corona Road, the Nationalists sought to regain the initiative. A 25-mile-wide strip of land in southern Spain along the Mediterranean Sea centering on Malaga, a base of the Spanish Republican Navy, was held by the Republicans, and the arrival of Italian troops at the nearby port of Cadiz made an attack on Malaga illogical. On January 17th, the campaign to conquer Malaga began when the newly constituted Army of the South under Corpo de Llano advanced from the west, and soldiers led by Colonel Antonio Muñoz Jiménez attacked from the northeast. Both attacks encountered little resistance and made advances of up to 15 miles in a week. The Republicans failed to realize that the Nationalists were concentrating for an attack on Malaga, and thus they remained unreinforced and unprepared for the main attack on February 3. Combatants. Nationalists. A mixed force of 15,000 Nationalists troops and Italian soldiers participated in the Nationalist attack on Malaga. This force was commanded overall by Corpo de Llano. The Italians, led by Maria Rota and known as the Black Shirts, formed 9 mechanized battalions of about 5,000–10,000 soldiers and were equipped with light tanks and armored cars. In the Alboran Sea, the Canarias, Balears and Velasco were in position to blockade and bombard Malaga, backed by the German cruiser Admiral Graf Spee. Republicans. The Republican forces were composed of 12,000 Andalusian militiamen of the National Confederation of Labour. Although large in number and high in spirit, the militiamen were completely unprepared for military warfare, and there was strong antagonism between CNT and Communist militiamen. In addition, they lacked the weapons to sustain a successful defense against the modern weapons of the Italians. Malaga lacked anti-aircraft defenses, the militiamen did not build trenches or roadblocks, and there was a lack of ammunition. Battle. The Army of the South initiated the assault of Malaga from the west at Ronda on February 3. Attacking from the north on the night of February 4, the Italian Blackshirts achieved a massive breakthrough because of the Republicans being unprepared for armored warfare. The Nationalists continued a steady advance towards Malaga, and by February 6 had reached the heights around the city. Fearing encirclement, the Republican commander, Colonel Villalba, ordered the evacuation of Malaga. On February 8, Corpo de Llano and the Army of the South entered a bleak and barren Malaga. Aftermath. Nationalist repression. The Republicans who could not escape Malaga were either shot or imprisoned. After the fall of Malaga, the Nationalists executed 4,000 Republicans only in the city itself. Thousands of Republican refugees fled from the city along the coast. Many of them died. The Nationalists caught up with the fleeing Republicans on the road to Almeria and shot the men, but let the women continue so as to put the burden of feeding them on the Republican government. Paul Preston said, "The crowds of refugees who blocked the road out of Malaga had been in an inferno. They were shelled from the sea, bombed from the air, and then machine-gunned." The scale of the repression inside the fallen city explained why they were ready to run the gauntlet. political and military consequences. The devastating defeat suffered by the Republicans caused the Communists in the Valencia government to force the resignation on February 20 of General Asensio Torrado. The Undersecretary of War, Francisco Largo Caballero, replaced him with the editor of Claridad and a man without a military background, Carlos de Baraiba. Benito Mussolini saw the spectacular success of the Italian troops as reason to continue and increase the Italian involvement in Spain despite having agreed to the non-intervention agreement. The Italian commanders failed to see that their quick victory was achieved because of good weather and a lack of experience on the part of the Andalusian Republican militiamen in armored warfare. Plans to capture Valencia were abandoned in order to achieve a decisive victory by attacking and capturing Madrid. However, the Italians were to suffer defeat in the Battle of Guadalajara. Coesla depiction. An eyewitness depiction of the Battle of Malaga is given by Arthur Coesla in both his 1937 Dialogue with Death and the 1953 The Invisible. Writing. Coesla had come to Malaga as a journalist writing for the British News Chronicle and actually also for the propaganda department of the Comintern. At the city's fall he was captured by Franco's forces and narrowly avoided being put to death out of hand.